All right, Aquarius. This is going to be for Aquarius anyway in your chart now in chinga. And that means like quick. I felt like in a rush, like when somebody is cool, but this is like spirit is checking up on me and I'm like you hear that door opening or something and chinga, you start to do things, just to be like, you were busy. So you could be in that energy. I don't know if this is you or what, but let's get to it. This is going to be for September. Yes, for September. What's going on with Aquarius? Anyone in your chart? You're picking up momentum. Look, these matches right here. Energy is moving swiftly. So I'm telling you, they're watching you. This could be in your new career. You could be in a new job. And you could be in chinga, or playing stupid, for some of you guys. Now, for some of you guys, if this is in love, you could be, dealing with somebody that you're seeing. Maybe this person comes to your work or you go to his or something, and depending on male, female, and it's almost like you brighten their day. Their eyes get this big. I was going to say transmission. Maybe some of you guys are dealing with the transmission. Maybe you're dealing with the mechanic.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, look. Responsibility. Now, for some of you guys, the clutch couldn't get in and you had to cancel that contract, and you're like, hey, it ain't going to work out. ¿Sabes qué? Or they're telling you, Aquarius. And it's going to push you into transformation. For a lot of you guys, you don't realize, because you want to come back. It looks like a pinchy axe, No, you don't need to seek revenge. Trust me. Somebody, for some of you guys, God has someone way better. Did you notice I said some of you guys? Because for some of you guys, I heard you're stuck like Chuck. Maybe somebody's name is Chuck. You picked them. You wanted it. I want this one, God. God has something better. And okay, you want this one. So now you're dealing with the consequences. Yeah, when they tell you, no, don't go. No, like it. Pura madres that I'm going back. If they took you out like this, but not in a nice way, you don't go back. Never, Chase. Man or woman. Look, puro conflict. Dude. No. Aquarius, for some of you guys, this transformation is you. Letting go of the rage. Letting go of trying to get revenge. You don't need that. And for some of you guys, I got to prove it to them. I can do it. They caught me slipping. You could have been, going through some things. For some of you guys, andaban bien borrachas. Drunk. Very drunk. Look. And the truth is, for some of you guys, if you want to plead your case or something, if they did something wrong for you, it's because, look, the truth about a heartbreak. But you're being asked. Because these are swords right here. Swords. This is what you're being asked. Look, in the background, just chill. You don't got to do nothing. Right now, I heard. My dog's right there listening. See, the community is going to be happy because when the truth come out, like, God is going to vindicate you. Only if you believe. Only if you believe. You might say, Infinite, this person is crazy. Yeah, they acting like they're happy without me. They probably are happier without you in the moment. But for some of you guys, they're looking at you like that. You could be single and mingling. For some of you guys, they put you in a position and God said, vente cabrona. And you're in time out and you're having the time of your life. Like I'm telling you, you could have the whole house to yourself. You probably don't even work. If you work in the house, putting salsa music and dancing and shaking it, and they're mad because at first they were happy. I'm hearing they were laughing, giggling, we got your shit, But no, look, and you were innocent. For some of you guys, you were right there. And it says right here, you are exploring. But if you look at it, it's like you went within. This cup right here, I'm giving it to myself. And look, you could be dealing with a Pisces or have Pisces somewhere in your chart. Some of you guys, you need to learn about the 12th house. It's scary. Nobody knows. It's mysterious, but you do. So, Aquarius, you're close to Pisces. You're like one house there. Next door neighbor could be dealing with the next door neighbor. Look. And when you go within, you create this security. You don't need nobody else. For some of you guys, you were dealing with somebody. They were codependent on your nalgas, I heard. Yes. Now they can't get no nalgas. If it's a guy that threw you like that, they can't get no nalgas. Not quality. Not even for some. And for my ladies, you know. Or, yeah, for my ladies. For my men, I'm talking. They left you like that. They can't get no people. No. There's something that God put a cloak on them. And they look and they're like, ah. And for some of you guys, they're man or woman at this point. But when people find out the truth, remember we saw the sword? Yes, people are not going to want to trust them. You think somebody's going to want to be with somebody that is crazy? They act like, God, they took him for everything, him or her, whatever. No, the word gets out. You're going to know. They're going to be like, hell no. Because, look, there's those sugar mamas, sugar daddies. Look, this one's like, shit, I got my coins here, and I don't care how fine your nalgas are. This is for the guys, you know. I want, because they already have this reputation, or they're gonna gain it now. For my ladies, you know, you could be looking at this young guy, and he's like, no, get your ass out of here. You come with bad karma plus, no se te para, you know. And you're like, no, you have better opportunities, and you want it to come from God, you know. You're like, no, I don't care. How many push-ups can you do? And they could do 100. You don't care. You know your intuition. Yes, they could be doing a spell, you know, when they're in there. And you're like, no, I don't want that. So look, and why? Man or woman at this point, put yourself where you belong. Because some of you guys could be arguing, no, it was her, it was he, or it. But look, you surrendered. You gave it to God, and you're waiting on the signal. And people didn't believe you. For now, look, you have, if this was family or friends, now they want to come towards you. They want your blessing. But look, you're too determined. Or they want to get forgiveness. For some of you guys, you're zero contact. And your person could have been that they did that to. No, you did it. But they want to come. They have a determination. Maybe they want to come towards you. They want to ask forgiveness. You could have had a family with this. Or if this is a sibling, you could have, you know, you go back when. But you're determined to allow God, is what I'm hearing with this. Look, I'm letting God handle this vindication for me, and these could be the people that hurt you. And they're like, better to God, I'm sorry. No, I tried to tell her, he that I'm sorry. I'll pay them back 10 sevenfolds. And God knows everything. They can't hide. That's why you gotta trust. And sometimes they don't feel good to be in the waiting room, waiting, and you shouldn't even be waiting for karma. You should be healing, having fun, enjoying. That's what that's my advice to you. Yeah, you want to battle. I'm going to get them off guard. And look, God stops you. Are you sure you want to do that, Aquarius? Sun, moon, rising, anywhere in your chart. Or this could be the cross watcher looking. Is Aquarius going to get back at me? The only thing stopping Aquarius is God, the universe. Like, are you sure? I could do it better. You want to trust me or not? And you said yes. But you're still curious. I'm still curious. God, are you going to do it? If you need help, I got your back. And God's like, no, turn around, cabron. But you create, I know. God said, I know how I created you, but just chill. I'm going to use you later. How? Because a lot of you guys, the way you walk away, and some people might say, oh, they got rejected. No, a lot of people think that. But imagine it. It's a group of people, and it's one person, which is you, Aquarius, or it could be the other way around. And it's almost God is trying to put you and you're over here kicking and fighting. It's better over here where I'm going to put you, but until you walk away like this. Vámonos a la chingada, and you're following the moon. I don't know where you're taking me, you know, God, but as long as que esté machetudo acá, you know, and you're just resting, but it's all going to depend on you walking into the unknown. You don't need to be worrying about who are they laying down with. Are they choking on this? Are they, smashing over here? Who cares? They're not yours no more. Once somebody betrays you, what do you think? You think, what was that guy that betrayed Jesus? He couldn't come back. How do the people view them? Some of you guys, oh, they're coming back for me, and I would. You gonna forgive somebody that? Because this is somebody that could have done somebody dirty. Now I'm not saying don't forgive. I'm all about forgiveness, but there's some things that you forgive, you let go. If you don't know what that means, in Spanish means a la chingada. You know, because why? And God wants you to pass this test. You know, look, fortune. Because for a lot of you guys, the person you were dealing with, you had compassion for them. When they were in the need of help, you could have opened up more than your legs. I mean, your arms. You know, they could have been, you know, alone, no family, nothing. Here you are. And then they turn them against you. If this was at work, más cabrón, I heard. That's more fucked up. Yes, look, they have these choices. Now they got to stand on them. These choices are getting bigger, more problems, and they're turning on this fucker now. How does it feel? Because for some of you guys, these people, they did you dirty, and they think it's okay until God puts them in your shoes 10 times more because they knew better. And see, that's not for you to worry about it, not even to giggle. Because some of these people, you do love them. There could be, you know, family. You're like, fuck that. God is my only family. And I agree. So look, you could be, by you walking away and having a better mentality, this is you feeling abundant. Even if you're out in the cold, everything, look, Psalm 91. And you're glowing, your heart rate is going up. And look, you're picturing your victory. How does that begin? By you being the magician, by you clearing your thoughts. A la chingada, fuck the people that hurt you. With love. Now, it's up to you. You can accept them back in your life. I'm telling you, now that you're, like in the past, they could have been like, nah, Aquarius doesn't talk to God. I don't know. For some of you guys, you're right there, and look, for some of you guys, this is awesome. These are your ancestors. Yes, you're freeing them. Look, collaboration. And people are watching. For some of you guys, the way you're moving, the way you're doing things, the way you liberating people, maybe you're setting people free. Yes, they want to be like you, bitch. Man or woman, they said, with love. Yes, look, because they know that, you know, Jesus is the way, bitch. We can't lie. No, and for some of you guys, you could have been, you know, I'm telling you. Of course, for some of you guys, you look, they could have, if you were leaving this person, they were making plans. They didn't want you to get with this person. Now, some of you guys have a sour, I was going to say sorry ass, but a sour ass person that you were doing everything right or trying to do everything right, you know, half and half, whether they deserved it or not. You know, that's what, you know, God looks at, you know, your heart, your intentions. But you could have had people that teamed up against you. They didn't want this union to come together. If it was a third party, like that's what I'm talking about. You're like, well, how does God handle a third party? If a person ain't paying attention, you know, we can't go against God. The way God does it, pues ni modo. That's the way it happened. Now, for some of you guys, you know, the third party could have been family members getting involved and all that on chisme, pero it backfired. They don't know how to come to you. Look, and you're gaining a new connection. You have to have, for some of you guys, yeah, you have a new love coming. Look, after this heartbreak, so you could be in this process, and for some of you guys, your person, let's say it was a third party situation. Depending on where you're at, because if you were this person, the blessings you have coming. Why? Because you sit on your throne. You know what's right. And even in the darkness, you allow God, you know, around you. Because a person like this, you know, with the blade and everything, and in the darkness, this could be like a Jezebel. Off with their head. Which one? A la chingada, yes. So for a lot of you guys, my women, no, you're right. You're good. And you don't have to prove nothing. That's why you could be looking at this heartbreak like, oh my God, chingado, what a blessing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, una chinga. You could be reflecting like, man, I had to carry deception, other people's BS, and, you know, struggle on here with your guardian angel. Look, having hope. Man, God, when are you going to do it? Mm-hmm. And your masculine energy wanted to be, but for a lot of you guys, this is you, your feminine energy and your masculine energy. Now, for some of you guys, you got somebody that's coming, and that person that took from you, mira, that's all I'm going to get. You're the one that wanted that person. You wanted to go back. You didn't trust. For some of you guys, God is asking you to walk away the right way or his way. And his way, you're still going to get victory, but it's going to be a process. I see that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going to look like this. Fuck, everybody coming against you, but look, God is there. Even in the dark, he knows everything they did. So that's what I got for you. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, anywhere in your chart. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and comment. Comment.